this week there was a big debate and I think a difference of opinion. The Philadelphia Eagles at 1-8, just kidding, at 8-1 are the best record in the league. They're going into their bye week, a tough fought victory against the Dallas Cowboys, Tim. And the bottom line is that fucking game pissed me off a lot. It really made me upset. Frustrating game to watch. A lot of issues with this team, and there's been a lot of issues with this team throughout the regular season. Week 1, we barely hold on against the Patriots, but we hold on. Okay, that's a road game. You're going against Bill Belichick, whatever. We go to overtime against the Commanders. Well, the Commanders actually might be a little bit better than we think, and they're a division team, blah, blah, blah. We lose to the Jets. The Jets have a good defense. It was on the road. It's just a bad game for Hurts. It's something that we almost lose to the Vikings. The Vikings, they're pretty. Kirk Cousins is difficult. My point is, we've been making a lot more errors this season than we did last year. And if we do not fix these errors, this 8-1 is a facade. It's fool's gold. It's nothing. We need to fix the errors. I'm getting very frustrated with them not being able to fix what's going on.
You're right.
You seem to have a bit of a difference.
You're spot on, Tom. If we don't fix these errors, we might as well. We're probably going to go 8-9. I mean, we're going to probably lose 8 in a row. I mean, there's no other way. Yeah, there's no other way to see it, Tom, because
possible.
This team is terrible. The coaching's bad. Players are bad. I mean, we should just reset it. I mean, we're almost the worst team in the league right now. I mean, it's that bad. Mm-hmm. We've been making fun of all the people that have talked shit on the Eagles.
I flip.
And then you go and flip because of one game against one of probably the better teams in the NFC. We finally play some legitimate competition. They play almost a complete game. I will give to you that the fourth quarter was an absolute abomination. I don't know how the hell they held on to win the game, but good teams find a way to win games like that, Tom. And that's why the Eagles are 8-1 and the Cowboys are 5-3 or whatever the fuck they are right now. You are the best team in the league. There's nothing to panic about. They have a bye now. They're going to get healthy. You'll see a little bit better personnel on the field moving forward, hopefully without injuries. Tom, there's nothing to be concerned about. I really don't. The secondary, in my opinion, is your biggest issue. But it's still beat up. Like Bradley Roby still has been out since he first signed with the team 3 weeks into the season. He's going to be your nickel guy. Bradbury and Slay need to be better. Your safeties need to be better. But your secondary, I think, is your biggest flaw. The offense is fine. Defensive line, I think, is fine. What?
Look, I don't think the offense is fine.
No?
No, and this is my big concern. And this is where I think it's more of we're getting in our own way. I think we are the best team in the NFL when we play that way. And if we play like we did this past week, we're not going to win the Super Bowl. So we had last year, going after 9 games, 7 turnovers. We had turned the ball over 7 times. 4 in 1 game last year in the first 9 games. This year, we have 13 turnovers in the first 9 games. That's almost double the amount of turnovers we had from the first 9 games last year. Last year, we had forced 20 turnovers in the first 9 games. This year, we've forced only 11 turnovers. And frankly, we should have more than 13 turnovers because there was several situations this past weekend where we almost lost a fumble. We got it. We held on to that game. And I don't think it was more of a finding a way to win as Dallas found a way to lose that game this past week. in what was some of our first like really tough competition, quote unquote tough. What's good for us is we are a very talented, very good team. And that's maybe what's so frustrating to me is that they still are doing these mistakes. We're hurting ourselves. Like we're not getting out of our own way. Like prime example, towards the end of that game, we do this fucking end around handoff, and our running back runs right into AJ Brown. AJ Brown like almost knocks out fucking Swift. He fumbles the fucking ball. Luckily, we get it back. Our offensive lineman that was starting like his first game recovers a fucking fumble, and we hold on by the skin of our teeth. Then 3rd and 3 with 4 minutes left in the game, and you do some fucking jump ball out of bounds pass instead of running the fucking ball, which we ran pretty well on them. Even if you gain 2 yards, you do the push after that, and it's a first down, and you kill the clock. And we've had a late turnover fumble against the Patriots in week 1, which was like, whoa, that's a bad turnover. Flashbacks to the Super Bowl last year. The interception against the Jets is like, you cannot have that interception against the Jets. Like, that's a terrible interception in a game that we should have won. And I'm just saying these things are creeping in. I still think we're the best team in the NFC.
Why can't they be perfect, Tom?
No one's perfect. I get that. And they're playing against other NFL teams, and I get that too. I'm Paul Revere. The Redcoats are coming. All right. We got to fucking fix this shit. If we want the goal at the end, if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, not a successful season. I mean, you got to win a Super Bowl, and that's it. And I've seen this.
I would say that that's fair expectations. I would also say that there's only one team that wins the Super Bowl every year. You do realize that. I'll also tell you that you sit there and you trash the offense, Tom, but I also can tell you that, Tom, the offense right now in the league, number 2 in points per game, number 3 in yards per game, number 1 in third down conversion percentage, number 1 in fourth down conversion percentage. They are executing at an all-time level. Like, you can't sit there and tell me that they're not a good offense when they're top 3 in the league in all those categories. So
where are they in the turnovers?
13th, I believe.
13th in turnovers.
Where they need to improve is red zone, and they also need to improve, obviously on turnovers. Jalen Hurts is, I think, number 2 in the league in turnovers. But guess what, Tom? They've overcome those because they're 8-1. There's only one game where it really cost them, and that's the Jets game. So, yeah, I agree with you, but they're obviously overcoming those issues that you cited and that they've promised to clean up. In the last 2 games, you know how many turnovers Jalen Hurts has?
0.
Yeah. So,
and he didn't have one. And I do feel like when we don't turn over the ball, you still can't tell me that this past week, the offense, that fourth quarter, and particularly in finishing games, it's been a struggle.
No, it has not been a struggle because it has not.
We've been holding on. We haven't been finishing.
Tom, they've driven down the field. They've held the ball on 3 different occasions for over 7 minutes on drives in the fourth quarter. Like, they've done that 3 different times. This is the only game where they have not really done that. The defense has.
The Patriots had a chance to win the game when they played us. The Vikings had a chance to come down and score and win the game when they played us. We went into overtime against
Tom, it doesn't work like that all the time. Yeah,
I know.
Tom, that's going to happen, but you're sitting there trying to tell me that the offense doesn't do anything. Like, it's.
I didn't say they didn't do anything. I said we're
28 points, 28 points per game. They're doing something right. They're doing something right.
They have more points this year than they did last year from week 9. Like, through the first 9 games, they have more points this year than they did last year. Of course, we've led up 28 more points this year than we did last year in the first 9 games. The turnovers and not getting the turnovers is big to me. And then the bonehead shit that's been happening, the timeliness of those turnovers.
So what do you want them to win one more game? You want them to be 9-0 and you'll be happy?
No. I want them to win a convincing start to finish shutdown game. I've got teams that don't have as good of a record that I feel more confident in right now, but
Like
they
who?
don't have, like Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati looks fucking awesome right now. Baltimore Ravens, they look pretty good. Kansas City, I like them because they've had a track record of winning a Super Bowl. They've won 2 Super Bowls with their quarterback, and they can get it done. We had the chance to do it last year and did not do it. We have to do it this year, and I'm just saying that was a really sloppy game on a lot of sloppiness. I am a tough critic.
It wasn't sloppy. The fourth quarter was sloppy.
Well, hey, that's when it fucking matters. What happens if we lost that game? We would have lost that game.
We didn't.
What if we did?
We didn't.
But what if we did?
It doesn't matter.
Would you say? Would you feel like, oh, it's only 2 losses. We're 7-2. It's not a big deal. It's no problem.
Good thing I don't have to address that conversation, Tom.
All right. Well, I got some other stats for us too. The Philadelphia Eagles have the tied now for the best record after a Super Bowl hangover record.
Huh.
At 8-1, the team that went to the Super Bowl in the following season, the best record with the 2000 Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans ended up losing to the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional series that year and not making it to the Super Bowl. Great team, Tennessee Titans. They had McNair, Eddie George, yada, yada, yada. Now, we are 8-1 for the 7th time in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles. The other years that we've been 8-1, 1949, 1960, 1980, 2004, 2017, 2022, and this year. Timmy, what do all those years have in common?
Tom, you don't have to tell me, brother. You don't have to tell me. I already know. But, pessimists like you would say,
not a pessimist.
What does that even matter? Those are the years, Tom, that the Eagles have gone to the Super Bowl and won. Well, for the most part, except for last year.
Those are the years that the Eagles have gone to either the NFL championship game because it wasn't a Super Bowl at the time, or they went to the Super Bowl, winning 3 of those of the past 6. Will we go to the Super Bowl this year? We certainly hope so. My only point is we need to play better. I know we've won the games. We need to play better. That's it.
You play to win the game, Tom.
All right. If we don't play better, we won't be winning the game against
Tom. Let me give you a little coaching here, Tom.
Okay.
Football is a game of who makes the least amount of mistakes. That's how it works.
Right.
The team usually that makes the least amount of mistakes usually wins the game. So you want mistake-free football all the time, you're not going to get it.
No.
You're not going to get it. So
I know that.
You better prepare yourself, Tom, because in the next probably 8 games, you're going to see some probably mistakes that happen on the field. And you better be good with that because
I am good with that. Timmy, we have lost the turnover battle so far this year. We've turned it over 13 times and only gotten 11 back. So those are mistakes. Mm-hmm. If you're going to lose a turnover battle, that is mistake football, and you are going to lose games against good teams. We haven't.
What I just tell you about the secondary and how much they need to improve.
Right.
I think there might be 2 guys that have interceptions, maybe 3 guys that have interceptions. We might have 3 picks the entire year right now. That's because of the defensive scheme that Sean Desai's playing. So he needs to be more aggressive. Defensive line needs to get more pressure, and you'll see more turnovers, and Jalen Hurts has to hold on to the ball. That's a recipe for winning.
I agree. So we need to win the turnover battle, aka not playing so sloppy.
Yep. Yeah.
But I'm a positive fan. I will say this. We have a great record, and, we can do it. It's not that I don't believe we can do it. I do believe we can do it, and I think we have all the pieces. I'm concerned. I get concerned, Tim. That's all.